Hello, my name is Ella, and I'm super excited to bring to you Sammy's Snacks, the soon-to-be world-famous dog snack store. So, let's get started. First, sorry, what's your name? It's great to meet you. So I assume that you have a dog. And if you don't have a dog, I'm going to say now that I don't recommend eating any of the treats yourself. I'm sure they wouldn't hurt you, but I doubt they would taste very good. Okay, yeah. So what kind of dog do you have? Just a total mutt, yeah. I think that's, definitely not uncommon. My dog is, I have no idea what he is at all, like where to begin. So I completely understand. So just sort of like a medium-sized little mutt? Okay. Well, that sounds good. Do you have any pictures? I'd love to see your dog. Oh, he's so cute. She's so cute. What's her name? That's such a sweet name too. Okay, well, let's get started so that she can have the best treats possible for her tastes. As they say, happy dog, happy life. Okay, no one says that because it doesn't rhyme, but it's much more true than the original. So, I have for you a collection of a ton of different kinds of just plain old treats that you give them, and just a couple of chews, sort of like cow ears and stuff like that. Rawhide strips, I don't have any of those. They're not very good for your dog, but that's the kind of thing. So I've got this big old bag. It's just a red bag, like a padded heat, like cold retaining bag. So forgive the dinginess of the bag, but it's what's inside that counts. Okay, so I have a ton of treats, as I said. This whole bag, and then I have a couple over here, as you can see too, along with Sonic the Hedgehog. I can tell you about Sonic later if you're interested. Okay, I wanted to say, my dog is floating around here somewhere. He may or may not join us. I have a feeling he will when I open up his favorite treats, but we'll see. He's a bit shy. He's actually just incredibly weird. He's the weirdest dog I've ever met, so I'll introduce you to him then at that point, if he comes along. Okay, so let's get going because we have a ton of treats to go through. So let's just start with the plain treats. The first ones I have here are some Trader Joe's treats. So I have these chicken recipe jerky sticks. They're from Trader Joe's. So they're not of my creation, but I've cultivated this collection of dog treats. Now, of course, basically these are just chicken treats. If your dog likes chicken, then this is a good choice for them. The feeding guidelines for this are just to feed them between meals as a snack, or treat, or reward. So, you can see it has this cute little, I don't know, maybe lab on here, black lab, I'm not really quite sure. It's a 6-ounce bag of treats, and yeah, basically these are TJ's chicken treats. Now we also have another bag of TJ's treats, which is these beef recipe jerky strips. These are one of my dog's maybe 2 favorite treats that are not cheese in the world. He just goes crazy over them. It's got such a cute little frog on there on the front. Its name is Lady, I guess. This one is named Sophie. So here's our cute little lady. This is also a 6-ounce bag, and this is a beef-based treat. To be honest, like, my dog prefers these by far over the chicken treats, but it's gonna really heavily vary. My dog is also extraordinarily picky, like so weird and picky. So, you know. So these are basically the same general idea as these. I don't have an open one right now to show you samples, but these come basically in, they look like sort of stick beef jerky. They're just long rectangles. They look like stick beef jerky / chocolate bars. They're these long rectangles. Let me see. Sorry. This is my notebook to write down any that you're particularly interested in. So I can also show you what the treats look like if I don't have an open sample bag. So the Trader Joe's beef treats are something like this. Maybe a little bit longer than that, but they sort of have these dividing slashes in between that make them very, very easy to break apart into smaller treats if you don't want to give your dog like a, you know, very long, large treat. I could have sworn I had some somewhere. One sec. Yes, I do. Sorry about that. Trying to draw the treats is really silly. So, here we have our beef jerky treats. And they just look like this. As you can see, it's got these lines down it and across, and they are just so easy to break up into little squares. If you have like a little teeny dog like me, he's not that teeny, he's 30 pounds, sort of medium dog. And these are actually really good sized treats to give them. You can break up just, you know, one of these and have a good training session. And I really like them. I'm going to set these 2 pieces aside in case he joins us. Now, the chicken treats are sort of long tubes. They don't break apart as easily, I don't think. They do have little divots still. So here's an example of one. You can see they're little slashes still, but they don't break apart as easily, I don't think. And there you go. So those are 2 examples. I highly recommend the beef treats. Are you interested in either of those? Let me just write it down. Got your name. Sorry, do you have a phone number so I can call you when I get all of your treats ready? Uh-huh. Perfect. And, so, okay. You'd like to try that? Yeah. Perfect. And I can also give you smaller sample bags as well when we depart. If you're not sure about some of them, you know, let me know which samples you want, because if you know it's something your dog will hate, there's no point, but, you know, just let me know. Okay, so next up, we have these duck and seaweed treats. Tastes from the deep. They're wheat-free, soy-free, corn-free, and grain-free. And they're bark box treats, which are made in the US. So, you know, they're not sort of, there have been some mishaps, I guess, from treats from China. I don't know. This bag is only 4.5 ounces. Remember this one was 6 ounces. But it's still a pretty good sized bag. It's taken us forever to get through them, as you can see. These are also my dog's treats. I just have multiple bags. These ones are kind of like the chicken treats if they were broken up. So they're pretty small. They smell like dog treats. And they're a little bit chewy, but not very chewy. Next we have another one that's open and I have examples of. This one is called Berry Wives of Windsor. These are also bark box treats. Most of these treats are by bark box. Are by bark box. And you know, they all have made in the US treats. Generally have treats that are, you know, wheat-free, soy-free, corn-free, things like that. These ones are not grain-free, but they're still very good, I'm sure, for your dog. This one is also 4.5 ounces. It's got this cute little design. Not that your dog cares all that much about that, but you might. And BarkBox has, you know, very cutely named treats often. I mean, duck and seaweed, unless that's a pun on something I don't know about, it's less cute. But Berry Wives of Windsor. And they are these little puffs, like little biscuits. These actually smell kind of okay. Like you perhaps could be okay in eating them yourself. I still wouldn't, I'm just saying. They're a little bit dusty, so I'm guessing they're pretty crumbly. My dog hasn't eaten them in a little while because he's very picky and does not want their peanut butter and blueberry dog treats. He loves peanut butter, but the blueberry part, he turns his nose at that. If you want to know how committed to being picky my dog is, if you give him wet food with peas in it, he'll pick out all the peas and just dump them on my floor. So that's the kind of dog I'm dealing with, and that's why I'm not really going to use my dog liking something, or not liking something rather, as, you know, an anti-recommendation, and you definitely shouldn't either. Oh, let me grab these. So I have ham leg. I'm guessing these are just Shakespeare themed treats. These are pork dog treats, and I don't have an open bag right now. But they're also 4.5 ounces, wheat-free, soy-free, corn-free, not grain-free again. And I'm guessing they're pretty tasty. They're just pork treats. Let me just put that back here. And we also have Bjorn's bacon and goat cheese bites. They're also pork dog treats. That's also in case you don't, you know, for example, you don't eat pork or something, you may be less interested in touching something like that. Same for these, I guess. I'm not really sure if they actually are vegetarian. But yeah, it looks like it. So if that's, you know, your preference is to not touch meat products, then this is a good option. If you don't eat pork and don't want to touch pork at all, these are not good options. But if you don't mind, they're pretty tasty, I'm sure. So there you go. Since I'm over here, I'll introduce you to Sanic, just cause. So one thing, this is Sanic the Hedgehog. And this is important just because it's like a little bit of a life pro tip I've discovered, which is that the cool thing about Sanic is, as you can see, he does not have button eyes of any kind, and he was from the dollar store. So these are dogs. My dog is afraid of squeakers, So when I used to buy dog toys, I would have to perform surgery on them and cut out the squeakers. So I discovered that dollar store treats, especially if your dog isn't too destructive or if their only goal, like my dog, is to get the fluff out, work very well. They don't have button eyes. They don't have anything for your dog to choke on. And they're just really good. My dog loves them. It's way better than spending $15 a toy that he's gonna, all he wants to do is destroy, you know. He's not like a lab who will carry around a stuffed toy for, you know, months. But yeah, Sonic is no longer a dog toy though, because I just thought it was so funny having a blue actual hedgehog. So, he's just my buddy. He's just chilling back here. Okay, let's carry on. Next, we have these Beowulf's roasted boar, chicken, and boar dog treats. This one is 4 ounces. Wheat-free, soy-free, corn-free, and grain-free. And, you know, standard made in the US, so on. Again, if you don't eat pork, or you prefer not to touch meat products, this is not the treat for you. But you know, if you do, or you don't mind touching them and washing your hands, then there's some tasty treats. As you can see, they're open. One second. They look kind of like the beef dog treats from Trader Joe's. So, they're that. I don't actually eat pork and I don't really like touching it. It's extremely complicated, don't ask. But yeah, here's what they look like. Just little squares, already broken up to this size. And they're open and almost gone. You can see. So Sammy loves them. Did I mention my dog's name is Sam? Sammy. Okay. These are another example of the treats he really liked. These are Chomp pork dog treats, 4.5 ounce bag. This was from like a superhero themed, these are like superhero themed toys, as you can tell, superhero comic book themed treats and toys. And these are wheat-free, soy-free, and corn-free, not grain-free. And, you know, made in the US, so on, all the way open. When I'm playing with my dog, I don't mind touching them and then going to wash my hands, but since I'm going to be working with you a bit, then I would rather. No, it's weird. So, this one is also just a little square with some speckles in it. Sammy likes these ones as well. Now, the next ones we have are Scallywags. White fish jerky treats. Grain-free treats. This one's 5 whole ounces. Grain-free. Made with real white fish. And they're just 10 calories each. This one has a recommendation to give 1 treat per 10 pounds of dog's weight per day. So it's actually a fair bit. My dog, I could be giving Sammy 3 of these if I wanted to in a day. They're very fishy. But they're another just a square treat. Sam is extremely cat-like, so he really likes fish treats. But I've seen a lot of dogs go nuts over cat fish treats. You aren't really supposed to feed your dog cat treats, from what I understand, because they're higher in protein than dogs need. Dogs aren't actually carnivores, but these are very good because they were made for dogs, actually. I'm sure he'd like these. We have not opened them and tried them, most unfortunately. But they look like goldfish, and they're 4.5 ounces. And these are pork and salmon. Tastes from the deep, so that goes along with our duck and seaweed. Tastes from Jerky. And these ones are also grain-free. So wheat-free, soy-free, corn-free, grain-free. All of them. Oh. Yeah, feed them as they, agree with your dog. And also pork treats, as explained. So, as you can see, they just look like goldfish crackers, which is really cute. Okay. I'm sorry there are so many. Have you seen any in particular that you want me to write down? I'm so sorry. That was extremely negligent of me. Yeah. Okay. This is not a commitment. If there's anything you just want to, like I said, get samples of or try out, just let me know. And yeah, that one was, it's whitefish. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm very excited. It's exciting bringing dogs. It's just I was so happy. Now this one's called the Yam with the Golden Yum. And these are sweet potato treats. Secretly delicious. This was sort of a secret agent themed set of treats. And this is 4.5 ounces. There's actually a little window into them because these are not open. They're sort of little biscuits like the blueberry and peanut butter ones. These ones are also not grain-free, wheat-free, soy-free, corn-free. And yeah, let me sure. I haven't opened these just because Sam won't eat yams. I can't really blame him. I don't either. But the bag is pretty cute and secret-y. It's like, got this stamp. The dog with sunglasses on. DOGS, Department of Good Spies. It's pretty silly. Here's another one that's open and that's Sam's choice. And these are called Anya's Lamb Yummies. And they're just lamb treats, 4-ounce bag. So you can see. These ones are wheat, soy, corn, and grain free. So these look like little hearts. As you can see, these are pretty chewy. They're not crumbly. And they're actually very good size. They're pretty small. Again, good, like small treats are good for training because you don't want to give your dog, a treat that's this big every time they sit. So they're convenient if they're already fairly small. Okay. These also make good presents. And next I have I Am Slobbering's Ham Dandies Soft and Chewy Pork Dog Treats, 4.5 ounces, wheat, soy, corn, and grain-free, all of them. As you can see, it's just a little pink bag, very old-fashioned, cute little pink bag, It's mainly pork liver, it seems. But they're pork treats and little chewies, and they're not open, so I won't take them out. We also here have some Freya's sweet potato fries. And they're just sweet potato treats. Wheat, corn, and soy free, but not grain free. They include sweet potatoes, and they're vegetarian, but not vegan. Yeah, basically they've got some natural sweeteners in them. I'm sure they're very tasty to dogs who will eat yams and sweet potatoes and things like that. And they're also just these little crumbly looking biscuits. This one is called, it's from the Secret Agent theme. It's 4.5 ounces. This one's called Pig and Let Pie. I know. But they're apple and maple bacon dog treats. So I'm sure that they're pretty great for mini dogs. I suspect fact, my dog won't eat maple. But here's what they look like, sort of. You're not really getting a good view of them, but they're also little hearts, I think. Probably a bit chewy. Okay. It's a healthy, scrumptious treat to serve your dog shaken, not stirred. And 3 more bags of treats. Okay. These are bacon berry droolies. I am Slobbering's bacon berry droolies. These are blueberry and bacon treats, and they're also little, these are our first non-vegetarian little crumbly biscuits. As you can see, they're the little window. Wheat, soy, and corn-free. That's what these were too. Wheat, soy, and corn-free. Neither of them are grain-free though. And yeah, they're just from the same little old-fashioned little cute thing. And I'm sure they're good. I don't know, for a dog. Did I say 2 or 3? This one, there was a Grinch themed set, and that's what this came from. And these are roast beef, steak stunk. They're Grinch themed. And they're just beef dog treats. This one's a pretty small bag. It's just 1.5 ounces. The last 2 are 4.5. I'm sorry, I neglected to mention that. Yeah, it's got the range. It's nothing too crazy. But these are wheat, soy, corn, and grain free. And Sammy likes these ones too. There's very few dog treats that he'll eat over cheese or something. So these actually look like little pieces of steak, as you can see. They're very light wheat treats that dogs like. They're just beef treats basically. Okay. And our last treats are, one sec, let me just get out my chews. Put these away. So here's a recap, actually. If you want to tell me if any of these in particular interest you. So, bacon, berry, droolies, and wheat, steak, stunk. Again, it is a small bag, but they seem to be quite tasty. I have not tasted them. Pig inlet pie, and they're apple and maple bacon dog treats. Any of these? Okay. Sounds good. Next set of we have ham dandies, soft and chewy treats. I guess it's probably their general shape. Yeah, because it feels like sort of a tube that is somewhat star-shaped, I guess. And our fries, sweet potato fries, which is just sweet potato treats. Seem to be vegetarian. And Anya's lamb yummies. Any of these? My dog loves lamb too. You know. Why not? Our dogs these days are just so absurdly spoiled. It's fine. You know, if you don't have kids especially, what else are you gonna do with all that those oodles of spare dollars you don't have? Okay. Next, we have ham with the golden yum, which are sweet potato. Sorry, the yam, not the ham. Sorry, the yam with the golden yum. And they're sweet potato vegetarian, I think, treats. We have pork and salmon, tails from the deep. Exactly like the salmon. These are the goldfish cracker ones. And the scallywags, which I think you already mentioned, right? The whitefish treats. What about these two? Yeah, like I said, I can just give you. I'm gonna sit and struggle to open all of these bags. I always tear Ziploc bags so they don't zip or lock anymore. We have these Chomp pork dog treats, duck and seaweed, and Beowulf's roasted boar. Any of these? One sec. Sorry. Oops. And then, yeah, I have the whitefish. And last 3. Oh no, and these. We have Berry Wives of Windsor. We have our beef Trader Joe's treats. The Berry Wives of Windsor peanut butter and blueberry vegetarian bacon treats. And our chicken recipe treats from Trader Joe's. I definitely would recommend trying the Trader Joe's treats. You don't even have to get them from me, to be honest. They're also at Trader Joe's. I will admit it, but I'm not gonna charge you more than Trader Joe's would. Of course, that's silly. Okay. Yeah. Saves you from having to go to Trader Joe's. It's usually pretty chaotic in there. There's my bag. Set this aside. I also have the ham legs, which are just pork dog treats. And Bjorn's bacon and goat cheese bites, which are also pork treats, obviously, bacon and goat cheese. Either of these? Okay. Sorry. And there is actually one more bag of treats. I saved for last because I'm hoping you'll draw Sammy out. Is these Pure Bites dog treats. They also have cat treats, which are identical to these. And they're chicken breast, which is freeze-dried raw chicken breasts. This is a 3-ounce bag. These ones are a teeny bit more pricey, but they're so worth it. They're little pieces. They're just chicken breasts. They are made in the US. Have high protein. 3 calories per treat. I'm not sure that the treats are all different size, so I'm not really sure what that's worth. But they're really good for training, and they seem to taste really good to dogs. So yeah, I bought these actually. The first time I got them, I got the cat treats. It's cats. And this one is actually 2.32 ounces. And this one is the dog bag. And this one's a 3-ounce bag. So as you can see, ingredient, chicken breast. Okay, so that's the Pure Bites. So it seems that, despite the delicious chicken treats, Sammy will not be joining us at the moment. Today, maybe you can meet him another day. Just because he's afraid of new people. He's a very strange little guy, but here are the chicken treats. So on the large end, they look like this, just like freeze-dried chicken breasts. That's what they are. If you're worried about ingredients, then that's this is a good option. They also are very tasty to the dogs. I swear to you, Sam loves them. He's just so weird. And then on the smaller end, they're kind of like this. They're all sort of crunched up. And these are so good for training because they're so small. Dogs lose their minds over them. Like, I've never met a dog who doesn't love them. But you can offer Sam a raw steak, and if he's not feeling it, he'll just turn away. So, yep. Those are the last of our treats. Now we have just a couple chews to run through, just in case you want to eat those. Yeah, you'd like some chicken treats. Yeah, they're so good. I mean, I assume. Actually, honestly, I saw a review when I was buying them where someone complained. It seemed in earnest about them being flavorless. I don't know. I hope it was a joke. It didn't seem like it actually, though. Anyway, so I have some juice. This one is a 6.5-inch prime slice bone thingy. Comes plastic wrapped, and it's hard. It's a good size for your dog to chew. It's not going to be bad for their teeth. This also came with BarkBox. It's not BarkBox brand. So this is Smokehouse. And yeah. If you do give this to your dog, supervise them or supervise her while she's chewing on it. Just make sure she doesn't choke. When it gets to be 2 inches or so, just take it away. I know it can be very painful to take away your dog's favorite toys and treats, but it can be more painful to choke. So I would recommend not leaving them with it. But you know, this is definitely a good thing to keep them preoccupied, and she's not going to get through this extremely fast unless she's just magic. So I also have this, which is something that you don't really chew through, but dogs like to chew on, which is this Elk Antler. So it's just sort of like this little thing, like this. It's extremely hard. This definitely could be used as a serious weapon. Like you could keep it by your bedside in case your dog starts whining because they're bored. Slash if there's an intruder. This would absolutely bludgeon a person. So be careful if you want to use something for fetch. This is not it. Especially, I mean, like fetch in the house especially. Don't do it. But dogs do think they're really tasty. As you can see, you know, it's just this, yeah. Sort of funny having all of these pieces from much bigger animals than, you know, one's teeny dog. Okay, I also have this Butcher's Block Bones, 100% natural roasted beef steak. This one lets you know it's not for human consumption and don't use on carpets. So that's what this looks like. This one, on the other hand, is really light. It's like, I guess, just, you know, dehydrated beef. It's very, very, very light. I'm guessing your dog, any dog, would just destroy this. So it's a good treat, I'm sure. But, you know, be aware that it's not going to be an extremely lasting treat. What will be a lasting treat is a buffalo hoof. So I have these. There are lots of, like, buffalo parts that dogs like. Yeah, like buffalo and beef and boar and bull and stuff, parts that dogs like. Like this, it's part of a hoof. It's a fun thing to chew on. It's also quite hard. It's not going to hurt your teeth, though. It's kind of yucky looking. But it's not as dense as the antler. And not nearly as heavy. So, here's the antler. Here's the hoof. They're both pretty good. Dogs really enjoy these, too. I also have these stuffed with, like, treat stuff. If you think your dog would like to sort of eat it from inside the hoof, sort of like a Kong treat or something. Yeah. 2 more, and then, you know, we can call it a day. Do you have either of those? Interest in either of those, by the way? Or any of those? The prime slice, the hoof, the antler, and the beefsteak. Any of them? Yeah. Yeah. I think they're good. I think they're cool toys and treats that they're gonna like. When something says don't use on the carpet, don't. Listen to them, don't do it. Some of these just reek once your dog is starting to chew on them. It's unfortunate. I hope that doesn't put you off, because it seems that the smellier and grosser they are, the more your dog likes them. But I'm guessing that they probably do get a little bit gooey. now we have another favorite of my dogs, which is cow's ear. They also sell pig's ears, which I could get you if you're particularly interested. But here's the cow ear. It's very like rawhide, but it's a lot spongier and a lot softer, and doesn't have the same pitfalls that rawhide does. It's not as easy to choke on. It doesn't tear up their insides as much if they do swallow a big piece. Yeah, it's just a cow ear. They're not so bad for fetch inside the house because they're not hard. So, there we go. There's that. Yeah. And the last one is I have this Jack and Pup, these Pulley Sticks. So these are 12-inch Pulley Sticks. It's a foot, maybe that or so. And dogs love them. Dogs love Pulley Sticks. Of course, they're pretty gross. The ingredient in this is, as they say, beef pizzle, which is just another word for a very unfortunate bit taken from the animal. It's pretty disgusting in concept, but dogs like them so much. So this is, I don't actually have a full one available. Here's what they look like if they've been severed. I cut them up for Sam because they're just too big for him to carry around when they're full size. They're pretty solid. They last for a while, but your dog can absolutely get through them. These are treats you don't want to use on your carpet or your bed. They get gooey, they get disgusting, but God, dogs love them so much. They're just some of the highest value chews that you can give your dog in most cases. And you know, it's another good replacement for rawhide. Instead of using those, this is safe. Take it away when it gets too small, again, just so they don't choke. But yeah, it's actually Sammy's birthday today, so I gave him half of it, even though I needed it. I'm sure you'll understand. He's 5. Okay. So any interest in the ear or the Pulley Sticks? Both? Okay. And do you have a preference for pig ear over beef ears? Okay. I can get smaller Pulley Sticks if you're interested, that are already segmented, if that's what you'd prefer. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. I think we're basically good then. I will get those samples together for you, and then you can decide on your final order, and I'll just gather them up and deliver them to you. Yeah, there's no delivery fee, it's just me. So, it's very easy to do. Okay, so I will get those for you when we go, when I can find, when I can get open the extra bags that are not yet open without tearing them. I'm just gonna cut them open, I think. And then you can get going. You can talk to me and decide. Try them out on your beautiful dog, and we'll be talking again soon. Yeah. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.